Hi guys, I'm Ruchika from CleverTap, and today we have with us Anjan from Healthify. Hi Anjan.
Hi, Ruchika. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for taking out time for this. Anjan, can you tell us a bit more about yourself and about Healthify Me?
As most of you would know, HealthifyMe is India's largest and most loved health and wellness app. We've been in business for the last 8 years. We have over 15 million users globally present, and we are locally present in India, Malaysia, and Singapore. We started as a calorie counter app, but went on to give users access to nutritionists and fitness trainers who help users achieve their goal through diet, workout plans, audio consultations, unlimited messaging, etc. But about a year and a half ago, we also pivoted into a completely AI-led business. We call it the Smart Plans, where you don't have a coach, but the AI does all the work for you, builds your diet plans, your workout plans, and keeps track of how you're doing. And in these times, we've gone on to do a lot of different initiatives that I hope to talk about today. About myself, I've been with HealthifyMe for the last 4 years and currently work as the VP of Growth and Head of Product. And my role, I oversee the entire product team. We have a talented team of 5 PMs, 30 engineers, and 6 designers who bring this app together.
So, Anjan, you just mentioned that there are some initiatives that Healthify Me is taking. I know a lot of business are doing a lot. They are trying to teach people. They are trying to encourage people to have good immunity. And we know that Healthify Me is taking such initiatives. So it will be really good if you can tell us more about those initiatives.
Sure, my pleasure. So the fact is that these are trying times, right? These are trying times for people in general, for companies, for organizations, large ones, small ones, startups like us. But the good part for us is we've always been an authority in the space of health and wellness, so that's kind of softened the blow. So we resolved to help the situation somewhere. So we went back to the drawing board. We kind of understood what our core strengths are and try to apply that to the situation. For example, habit formation is one of our core modules in our app. This is why people come back to Healthify. Hundreds and thousands of users come back to Healthify every day to track their calorie intake, their workouts, their water intake, their weight, to make sure that they get enough insights and about their progress and whether they're doing well or not. Now, habit formation has, as you know, is a very core part of our organization. Now, how do we mold this whole habit formation module to make it work in this current situation? We came up with something called the hand wash tracker and a hand wash reminder. As you would know, to build your immunity and make sure that you don't get the infection, people have been advising others to wash their hands very often and make sure that they are sanitized very often. So, something that we have decided to build as part of our app, and the uptake has been brilliant of the feature especially. The second part that we're really good at is diet and workout. When our in-house group of doctors actually did a study on immunity building, one of the things that came out of it was diet and workout is very important, and along with that, sleep is also very important. A minimum of 6 to 7 hours sleep is important to boost your immunity. So we decided to expose our sleep tracker to all of our users. It used to be a premium feature. And along with that, we built a whole tab where users can access not just the hand wash tracker, but also immunity boosting foods, workouts at home because people are not going out of the house that much, and also sleep tracking and a couple of other things that really help you stay in shape and also build your immunity during this period. We are continuing to add a couple of features. For example, the last week saw the release of the 21-day challenge. It was pretty much in line with the 21-day lockdown. So it was to keep you healthy over the 21-day period as well as build your immunity. We are hoping that when we come out of these troubled times, people remember us as one of those few apps that stood up to make a change in people's lives, and people got through it with us.
Those are really some great initiatives, like everything in sync with what the situation is currently. And like you mentioned, that Healthify Me has always been in a thought leadership position. So, considering that and considering the sensitivity of the time right now, has your engagement approach changed? Like, is there any different approach that you're taking to engage your audience at this time, like your communication channels or maybe your copy? Has it changed somehow?
I would say yes and no. So the HealthifyMe app is a health coach, right? So we are known to nag people to get back in shape and achieve their goals, and make sure that if they fall off the bandwagon, we bring them back on so they're stronger than ever. But during these times, we've had to be a lot more empathetic. There are reasons why people are not stepping up, people are not working out, people are possibly not watching their diet. They don't have access to foods around them with which they can cook a healthy meal, right? So this is why we're doing work that is very relevant in the space, as I mentioned earlier. And along with that, even our communication has to be very relevant. That includes the communication around immunity, around the lockdown, for example. It's something that most apps are using nowadays, right? As the notification mechanism, because it just makes a lot of sense. It kind of relates with the user. And similarly, workouts at home is something that we have started promoting a lot more than our diet also, because of the fact that diet is something that's really close to us. We are the pioneers at it, but then we also have a very strong workouts module, and it just made sense for us to promote it. So as you can see, the messaging of the organization also kind of changed. We have done all this not to possibly monetize the users for the first time. We actually decided to go with just helping our users out, and the best way to measure that is retention, right? I mean, you just look at whether people are using those features or not. And surprisingly, the retention on all these features, while we launched a bunch of them, almost all the features have done really, really well. So it kind of makes sense that we did not pivot the app completely, but then we added a lot of small functionalities to it, and also changed the communication around the branding of the app, etc., to make it more relevant in these times.
What about the communication channels? Have you been trying some new channels, or like what kind of channels are you using to spread the word around this particular initiative?
I think a lot of it is actually coming in organically too, because of the fact that it's new, right? I mean, if you had to really look at even the HealthifyMe Instagram handle, you'll notice that a lot of users have come back and told us they love the hand wash tracker, etc. Some of these things were well thought through because we knew that these are very relevant and these are very core to our business. So a lot of organic growth has helped in this case. So just building a good product, going back to the Jeff Bezos model of just building a product and hoping that it works well in the market and the market will just follow, right? And that's what's happened in this case. And other than that, the notification mechanisms have continued to stay the same. We still do the reminders, but then we are a little more empathetic, as I said. If people do not log their meals, we at least find out if there's something wrong, or we can do something better from our end. Similarly, if people are not logging their workouts, it's possibly because of the fact that they're not going to the gym. A lot of people who use Healthify also go to the gym, and it's now our job to make sure that they can work out in a way that they like at home, and make sure that that kind of content is available to them. So in a nutshell, I think the communication channels have stayed the same. The messaging behind the branding and the communication has changed, not drastically, but then to kind of adapt to the times.
It's really good to know that you're keeping empathy as the center for everything, like communication and everything. That I think that's the main focus of any initiative at this point of time. So, could you tell us about the kind of responses that you have seen so far, like for this initiative and overall?
Yeah. It's been great. Touch wood. It's been great until now. We've launched a bunch of things, as I've said, right from the hand wash tracker to workout at home modules to a whole new tab that helps you track your immunity. We have an immunity risk assessment that kind of tells you whether you're at high risk or not. Now, all these things have actually had a really good uptake. The way I look at it is we we generally try to compare it with what exists in our app already. So the retention and the usage is compared with existing features such as food tracking on our app, which is our bread and butter. And surprisingly, a lot of these features have actually scaled to the levels of our existing features, which is good. Anywhere between 30 to 50% of our users who come in on a daily basis use the hand wash tracker or a workout at home piece, and they continue to use it at a highly retained rate. And there's still a few things to be learned, though, I would say, as we double down and as we talk, as we're speaking right now, a lot of things are either getting destroyed or being doubled down on. And I think the key right now is still to listen to our users, just as we listen to our users to create the hand wash tracker. It actually came from one of our users when he tweeted to us, and then after that we took it forward. We went to the drawing board, we made it happen very quickly, and then we realized that it's a real need. So similarly, we just need to keep listening to our users and execute what's vital for them.
Great. Is there anything else that you would want to add to this initiative, or maybe a overall message that you want to share?
Yeah, I think going forward, more than what features app companies such as us or anyone else beyond the health and wellness vertical launch, I think it's more about the mindset. It's important to remember that we are living in very different times now. It's a whole different world right now. It's important for little startups like us to be nimble, and as I said, listen to our users more before we go on and implement things that we believe are important for them. In terms of features, I think we will continue to learn. All of us apps, all of our startups will continue to learn based on what user behavior is. It is going to drastically change, in my opinion, over the next few months. You will see people being a little more health conscious, a little more hygiene conscious, which means that a lot of the apps that I use on a daily basis will have to change the way they function. And I look forward to actually launching a lot more as part of HealthifyMe. Over the next few days, my team has some amazing initiatives that are lined up, and it may be worthwhile following what we're doing.
Thank you so much, Anjan. We look forward to keep seeing more initiatives from Healthify Me.
Thanks a lot, Rajika.
Thank you.